The operator has many preferences and options available to themselves within the application. Most of these can be controlled by permission, so as the system administrator, some operators are able to make such changes, some are not. We'll cover some of them here now. So to get into your preferences, you hit the options along the top and then the preferences button. As soon as you do that, you'll see that these boxes appear. So we'll cover through the main ones here. Pop-up application, when you have the three options, queued calls are waiting to be answered on my local device rings, means if the application is minimized and a call comes in, it will pop up and take focus and show you that the call is waiting. And then you have another option to say minimize when not in use. So if you are on the phone, you handle a call, there's no other calls waiting, once that call is finished, the application automatically minimizes. You're able to get back on with your emails or your Word, Microsoft Word or whatever else it was you were working on. Underneath that, you have an option to go auto unavailable. So if I enable that, I can say within 5, 10, 15 minutes, etc., all the way up to an hour, if I'm not at my desk for that period of time, automatically make me unavailable. So if you're using the overflow when there's no operators available option and somebody walks away from their desk, you would want to use this so that calls don't ring in the queue unnecessarily. Calls actually will automatically overflow. One of the options I made a mention earlier was when the operator does a when the operator does a transfer and they use drag and drop to do that, would you like that to be a blind transfer or a consultation transfer? Here is where you would set that. So as you can see here, it's set to be a blind transfer. One of the other options that a lot of customers use is under the display field. You have the ability to say when a section becomes selected, change the font color. You check that box and you say which color would you like. You see that this one's set to red. If I do that, I just press the apply then the OK button. You see that every area on the applications we have F9, F8, F3, F7 and F5, etc. They all relate to the function keys on the keyboard, and if you're hitting those in the keyboard or if you're using the mouse to click within the different windows, you can see because I've selected the option to make it red, I can actually see where I am right now. So I can say make this one red, I'm now in the all queues, I'm now in the internal directory, etc. Back into the preferences. Under the internal and external directory tabs, these are the same. This is where you have the ability, this is the most commonly used one by the operators, this is where you have the ability to change the information that's displayed on the main screen, change the order, maybe show some fields and not other fields, etc. So for example, on the left hand side, these are all the fields that I have available to be seen. And on the right hand side, this is what I am showing right now. So for example, I may say we'll take away the calendar icon, so I would click on that and then hit the arrow to move it to the left. And maybe I would say the job title, I want that further up in the list, so I'll move that higher up in the list, maybe just underneath the notes icon. Underneath that, I see the search fields. If you see on the application, I have the 6 search fields along the top. At the moment, it's last name, first name, department, keyword, job title, and quick search. I may say I want my first search field to be department, for example. I'll change my second search field to be last name, and I'll make my third search field first name. As soon as I press apply and then I hit OK, you'll see that the search fields along the top will have changed and the order of the directory will have changed based on the preferences here. So I press apply. Now press OK. We can see that my search field is now department by default, and we can see that I have these 3 icons, but my calendar icon has now been moved. And finally, we can see that the job title column is now the first column, as opposed to being number as it was previously. Back into the preferences, you do have the ability as well to do what's called a filter search. So the operator, when I'm logging into the system, do I want to use and searching, which means I can search on last name equals something as well as first name equals something, or do I only want to be able to search on one field at a time? And depending on the kind of information you have and how that information is used, it will depend on which option you find useful.